If you have come to prepare for one of the toughest examinations in the country, you cannot clear this examination through mere wishing for it. Every year we have students who have appeared for interview or who could not secure a rank or who could not clear mains. They'll come and say that,
So what were the challenges, the common challenges that the students faced in the entire 1 year?
However, even if you are able to do 70-80% of what we have laid out as a target for you, that would be a substantially better attempt than your previous attempt. You will have to stick to one idea and you will have to focus on it and you will have to persistently pursue that idea.
Hello everyone. Welcome to today's interview segment. Today we have the pleasure to invite the program director of AIM, who has been instrumental in guiding students through this rigorous and transformative journey. AIM is a 15-month intensive process-oriented program that helps the students in their preparation. Today we'll be talking about the challenges faced by the students and how AIM program helps in overcoming those hurdles. So join us as we welcome our AIM director, Mr. Asif, who brings in more than 8 years of experience for mentoring and guiding students. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So to start with, I would like to request you to kindly give us an overview of the AIM program, because there are many students who are joining us for the very first time.
AIM program 2025 has been designed for students who have completed their foundation or who have completed one round of self-study.
Right.
So it's not something that can be taken up by freshers.
Right.
The intention of the program is that it will address the challenges that a foundation completed or a syllabus completed students would face in subsequent years of their preparation.
Right.
And every year we have students who have appeared for interview or who could not secure a rank or who could not clear mains. They'll come and say that, I wish I could have worked harder.
Right.
Or I wish I could have written more answers, could have made better notes. This subject is not completed, that is not completed. And I did not give my best. So the program was designed with the intention that it will give a student his best attempt at this examination. It will grind him day in, day out, and it will expose him to a system which will ensure accountability.
Right.
And we want for every student to have a topper level preparation. Like, when you listen to a lot of toppers talks and you interact with toppers, you'll know the kind of rigorous preparation that they have done. So we have created AIM with the idea that AIM will provide that platform for every student it joins to give such kind of a preparation for this examination.
Okay. So, sir, is any other institute also doing it, or how is it different from any other program, maybe foundation or any other mentorship program?
I think normally people join a mains test series post prelims. Here, the difference is that in a mains test series, there's a schedule and there's a test at the end of every week.
Right.
And the accountability of the student is only to write that test every week, and the test is for a duration of 1.5 or 3 hours. Not criticizing a test series, but the challenge with the test series is that when something is only for a duration of 1.5 or 3 hours every week, you'll always have that confidence, I'll do this next week. Right? And you'll tend to carry forward from 1 week to next week, and before you know it, you have 2 months of tests piling up. And if you really look at the statistics of people who join test series and the number of tests that they write, you'll be very surprised. Right? And unlike a test series, I think a mentorship program creates a very systematic process with daily targets, which is held accountable by mentors. And it gives them a clear platform to prepare at their best for this exam.
And so I think last year in the month of June, we had the first batch.
Yes.
And just after a month, we had to start with the second batch also.
Right.
So what were the challenges, the common challenges that the students faced in the entire 1 year?
I think last year, I think this challenge, and this year also the challenge would be to maintain consistency. AIM is not for everyone, to be honest. I think it requires a certain grit and persistence to pursue something like this, right? Because we are expecting that the student would prepare 5 hours every day. They'll make notes, they'll write a test every week, they'll interact with the mentors, and they have to do this consistently week after week after week between June and August or September 2025, right? That's a lot of work, and that's a lot of consistent work, right? We completely believe in the program's ability to transform a student's preparation and improve their chances at this examination. But we are not sure whether everyone can do this. Right? That is a concern.
Because they have to consistently
work hard.
Preparing for it.
And it is difficult. And I think that is the biggest challenge that students had faced this year also, that many of them could not maintain the consistency. And however, even if you are able to do 70-80% of what we have laid out as a target for you, that would be a substantially better attempt than your previous attempt.
Right.
Now, I'll give you an example now. There were many students who came for inquiry and they did not join in the first batch. And then they came back after 2 months for the second batch, and then they said, "Pichle 2 mahine, nothing happened in the last 2 months," right? Because today, if you look at a serious UPSC aspirant, his biggest challenge is that he's constantly strategizing, he's constantly planning, he or she is constantly thinking about what to do. Because there's an abundance of Telegram groups, YouTube channels, so many ideas floating around, and everything looks attractive, everything
it becomes so difficult to filter out what to do, what not to do.
And I think that's where a program like AIM comes. It tells you what to do, right? And it gives you a target on a daily basis, and you just stick to it, right? Are there other options to do? Yes. Are there different ideas to do? Yes. But as an individual, can you do everything? No. You will have to stick to one idea, and you will have to focus on it, and you will have to persistently pursue that idea, right? And we have a lot of experience in this. We have been guiding students for a long time. The team is extremely well trained. And more than anything, I think the team is passionate, right? That we are very passionate to do what we are doing, right? And that makes a lot of difference.
Right. So, sir, maintaining the schedule for the entire year is a very difficult task.
Right.
So, how does the AIM program helps them to stick to the schedule and consistently keep doing whatever assignments and tests are given to them?
See, we have different ways of holding accountability. Some through peer pressure, some through reminders, some through follow-up, right? I think the more I read about how people maintain discipline and how people develop habits, what I've realized is that you have to have a clearly defined system and process. And if you make that process simple enough to follow, anybody can develop any habit that they want. And here the habit that we are trying to develop is the habit of preparing and studying on a consistent basis. And our mentors constantly remind through the groups, through personal notifications, through calls, and they hold students accountable. And we constantly share what others are doing in the groups, so that builds a peer pressure on people. Every time somebody writes an assignment and sends it to us, we share it in the group so that others feel motivated to do it, right? And I think that sheer act of seeing what others are doing is a big motivation. And then technology leverages reminders and notifications, and that gets done. This is not for beginners, it is for students who have completed syllabus and students who have a certain clarity on what they want to do in this life. If you have come to prepare for one of the toughest examinations in the country, you cannot clear this examination through mere wishing for it. You have to work hard. Your competition is probably some of the brightest minds in the world, right? They come from all institutions, all backgrounds. And if you have to have a shot at this examination, there's nothing short of giving your best. And despite doing all this, nobody knows whether you will clear or not. But you will at least not feel guilty that I did not work hard enough, or I did not. I could have done something more, right? That would not be there, right? That is our intention.
Okay. So, sir, how easily the mentors are accessible to these students? Because, like you said, these students are divided into groups,
right?
And each mentor is assigned for them. So, how it is done?
See, I think mentors are accessible in the office on a specific defined time. They are accessible on call. They constantly conduct online meets on Zoom and Google and all. And they are also accessible through tickets. So there's an accountability. So there's a clear idea that somebody has reached out and whether that has been resolved or not. And this year we have had students who have met their mentors more than 100 times. Right? They constantly come for inputs, and it creates a good ecosystem. And what you have to realize is that the kind of peer group that you get in a program like AIM is probably the most disciplined and most hardworking crowd, right? Because it's after the foundation, and they have resolved to give their best shot at the examination. So you will be surrounded by extremely hardworking peer group. And when you come to meet your mentors, you will meet them, you interact with them, you make your own peer group. And that's something that's needed for any student to perform in this examination.
Right. And I've seen, sir, just to keep them motivated, like you also reward these students. So just tell us about that.
That was interesting. I think it came out as an idea, right? So what we did was that we have broken subjects into workbooks. So first we started with polity workbook. So the polity workbook was spread across 4 weeks, and it is the first 4 weeks, which is the most difficult 4 weeks. It's scientifically said that any habit is formed if you are able to stick to it for 21 days.
Right.
So it's that first month, and what we did was that we announced in the beginning itself that anybody who completes the polity workbook would be rewarded with a prize. And felicitated for it, and we did a event and we rewarded everyone who completed the polity workbook.
Okay.
Similarly, we rewarded everyone who completed the first phase and the second phase of workbooks also. So there was a peer pressure, there was a motivation also. That is also another way of motivating, that it's not a big thing, but it's something symbolic which gives them that target,
Right.
that okay, I have to achieve this, right? It's like in your school, you used to get that star sticker on your workbooks when you have done something good, and the
Right.
teacher writes good, right?
Right.
It's a kind of a validation that they get when they do something well. Right?
Yeah, and when this is shared with the peer groups, that they actually feel that they are appreciated.
And they aspire
in
for
front
it.
of-
They aspire for it, and there's a target, right?
Yes.
That makes them look at things in a different way,
And work even more hard.
work even more harder.
Right.
In the end, our goal is that everybody follows the regiment and does this in a meticulous manner and stick to their targets. Right. I like this idea that treat every day as it is and finish that day's target. Right. If you do one day properly, the rest of it will fall in place.
Right.
Your immediate target is that day, right? And the target that we have set for you that day.
Right.
If you're able to do that, nothing like that.
So what is the feedback mechanism like? Because it's very important that students should know that their preparation is going in the right track. So how do we give them the feedback?
So we have assignments
Yeah.
and we have assessment tests.
Yeah.
Assignments are the syllabus broken into smaller parts and a daily target that is being provided. Assignments are considered as notes which will help students revise the content, right? And here what we do is that the mentor looks at the assignments and tell them whether it is concise enough, whether sufficient value addition is there, whether it has addressed the demand of the concept that has been revised. And they also have a solution to look at.
Right.
They also get to see others' responses or good responses to those assignments. We provide an approach to the assignment. We provide a video explanation also to that assignment. So through multiple routes, they get feedback and they're able to consolidate.
Okay.
And the test that happens at the end of the week, which is the assessment test, that gets evaluated, and the mentors again provide feedback on how to write better answers or how to improve their interpretation or how to improve the relevance of the content that they're putting or how to even present better their answers. Right? And through these, we give improvement for the students at various stages.
Okay. So sir, now that the prelims is approaching and MCQ solving it plays a vital role. So how AIM program is helping them?
I think this year we have given emphasis on prelims from December, right? And from December to May, December 2024 to May 2025, students will be working on prelims. There will be intensive testing for prelims. In fact, for batch 1, between February and May, few days back we had the last test. We made them solve 62 tests in the last 3 months. Right? It was very intense. It was very intense.
Yeah.
And they have been given questions from every possible areas and themes. So we don't just concentrate on prelims, mains part or answer writing or note making. We emphasize equally on prelims, CSAT, current affairs, essay, ethics.
Right.
So it's a all-inclusive program, right? You just have to take care of your optional, which is not included in the program. But for GS, essay and prelims, mains, I think this is a very comprehensive program.
Yeah. And so what about the answer writing practice? How it is taken care of?
So in the assessment tests, answer writing happens. Surprise tests happens. Randomly we pull out people and make them write tests. Post prelims answer writing happens. And I think they'll end up writing almost 900 questions across the year. They'll be exposed to almost 1500 themes.
Okay.
And last year, some of the subjects were completed before the mains, and we had a lot of hit in the actual examination as far as themes and concepts were concerned. And our goal is that every student writes so many answers that in the actual examination, 60-70% of the themes would be already familiar with them.
Right.
I'm not saying question to question, but those
exactly
themes,
same, it cannot happen.
but the themes would be familiar with, and when they have that experience, they would be able to write better answers. They'll be able to present better. They'll be able to write faster and complete the paper. So it will give a very good experience for the student.
And sir, if we talk about the mains, 2023 mains, how many questions were quite little bit similar to questions that
I think
we
in
had
polity
practiced
was
in?
one subject that we had completed. There were other subjects also completed. I think polity we hit almost 70% of the questions were similar.
Okay.
We'll share the document on this video. We'll also share the brochure and everything which we are mentioning out here.
I think we have prepared a catalog also for the students so that I think we can show it to
right.
the...
No, it's basically every aspect of the program, the different value addition material, the assignment samples of students. We'll be uploading these assignment samples also. The overlap between UPSC mains and our paper, our question papers, answers, how our evaluation looks like, what does our prelims paper look like. Everything that we have done, the calendar, the analytics which is being provided in the software, the feedback of the students, everything is inside the catalog. This is something that we provide for students to show when they come for the program, for counseling or inquiry. Right.
So there is a very beautiful line written in the catalog that whatever can be measured can be improved. So,
I strongly believe in this, right? Because I'm someone who works on the basis of data. I always look like, how many hours have you done? How many things have you done? We quantify things, and then we see that, can this be improved from week 1 to week 2 or week 2 to week 3? And that progressive improvement is what makes a difference. So here we are measuring how many assignments you are writing, how many assessment tests you are writing, how many times are you meeting the mentor, how many prelims questions have you solved. So everything is being measured and quantified and compared with the larger peer group. So that gives you a peer pressure and that forces you to improve and that gives a better performance in this preparation. So everything that can be measured can be improved. Except heat wave, I guess, right? I don't think the measurement of temperature is making a difference for us. Right?
And so what are the principles for the AIM program? Though I should be asking you at the very beginning, but...
I think consistency, focus, staying motivated. I think having a process-oriented preparation rather than depending upon a particular topper or depending upon a particular mentor. If the process is very clear, that will define your preparation. And focus is a superpower these days, right? I think for all of us who are addicted on phones and who are constantly, distracted by something or the other, if you're able to focus and if you're able to develop the kind of focus that is required to prepare for this examination, you're already a winner, right? You can crack this examination with focus. So we are trying to give you dedicated tasks, segmented, systematic, process-oriented things to do, and that would develop the focus that will get you what you need.
So students, so sir, what was the response of these students from our first batch? And I think I've seen few Google reviews also. They have given very positive reviews. So can you please tell us about it?
I think the first year also what helped us was the word of mouth that the students were saying. This year also we are hoping that it's the word of mouth of the students that we have served that would help us. I keep telling the team, don't promise too many things. Whatever you promise, make sure you do it. And under promise and over deliver. That's the basic funda, right? And I think you have only seen the reviews which is written there, but if you hear some of the reviews that students come and say, I had someone who came and said that, whoever makes the paper this time, I don't care. I'm going to write this time. I'm fully prepared. And in one of the Google reviews, I found that somebody had written that, everything that we have thought of or everything that the exam has required, the AIM team has already prepared that in advance. So I think if you end up joining the program, you just stick to what we are telling you to do, right? Don't wander around and try to do everything that's around you, right? Stick to one thing and stick to that particular thing consistently.
So identifying the blind spots in the syllabus is quite daunting. So how do you help these students to work on their weaker areas?
Now, this is a very important question because what we have noticed is that what differentiates a topper from a regular student is that a regular student prepares again and again the areas that he likes to prepare, right? Where he gets that dopamine release, right? So there are people who are experts in polity, experts in society, but they may not have done the geography part or the economy part. So AIM, through its schedule, has ensured that appropriate time based on the syllabus weightage and the based on the marks for which questions are being asked from that area, has allocated time and space for every subject. So any student who meticulously completes the AIM schedule would not have syllabus blind spots.
Right.
That is our understanding of the schedule that we have created. Schedule is very beautifully done because there's a daily target, there's a weekly target, and everything adds up, and everything has been designed with a certain philosophy in mind, right? So that they are doing the right subject at the right time, and everything adds up in the longer journey.
Right.
So they are doing prelims oriented topics in the month of December so that they can move to a prelims oriented preparation from December itself. So we have put a lot of head into the syllabus and stick to the syllabus, stick to the syllabus, stick to the sources that we are seeing. Not too many ideas, just one idea and stick to it. That's the idea.
Just that the student need to have the faith in the entire process and they'll make
That's
it. Yeah.
That is the biggest challenge. Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable insights. And students, it is clear that AIM program has been meticulously designed to address your challenges, to solve your queries, and to help you in your preparation. So if you want to know more about this program, you may simply visit our website, or you may even speak to our academic counselor, or you may meet our mentors in person. We are more than excited to help you and support you in your journey to success. Till then, goodbye and good luck for your preparation. Thank you so much.